a.k.a. Groovy Baby, a.k.a. Miss Beastie, the biggest beast. And I'm here with DMV Nation. We about to get this good interview going. Stay tuned.
So, what are your thoughts on the boxing media scene in the DMV area?
I like how the boxing media is seen in the DMV area, including yourself. I like how y'all try to keep everything neutral. I like how everyone tries to go to different gyms and, interact with everyone and different fighters. I think the media scene is doing pretty well because, yeah, numbers go pretty viral. Whatever y'all post, people see, and I'm pretty pleased with the DMV media.
I want to know, how did you find this jump?
I found this gym. I was growing up, Charlottesville, Virginia. Started boxing at 16, and I was in and out a lot of trouble. I finally came off probation. I was on probation from the age of 13 to 18 years old, and I finally, got clear of everything, and it was just time to start over. So I already had a couple of people that I knew to possibly start fresh, and it was just better to go to a place where I could literally just start new. So, I just went ahead and came to Upton. What better place to come to go ahead and, you know,
What's
learn
your
what you want to
relationship
learn.
with Coach Nice?
Coach Nice, that's my coach. Um, we, you know, we, we, we get in every day. We get it in, we get it out. Training hard, intentional trading. That's my dude, man. We cool. We're real cool. It's my dog.
So, how often do you work with the other trainers?
I work with them pretty often. It's more of a team effort. It's more of a complete team effort. It's not just one person doing everything, but we most definitely work as a team.
How many coaches work out of you guys' jump?
A lot. And I'm so serious.
If,
I
if,
can't
if,
even tell
if you
you.
had to guess a ballpark,
I don't know, man. I can't even give you a guess. It's a lot. But I just work with three. Calvin, Kenny, Coach Nasi.
okay. Going forward, have you ever thought of, like, maybe I see you have a Olympic background, you know, Team USA, anything like that?
Um, I got a pretty strong amateur background, compared to some of these young, talented women and young ladies out here. Some of them have been boxing since 8 years old, 5 years old. I started at 16. So there was a lot of catching up that I had to do. And catching up is exactly what I did. Because every time I go in front of someone that is my size, that is a 10-time, 18-time national champ, 16, 20-time national champ, we are very competitive, and or I make them look like I'm the one that got the more experience. So I had to put in a lot of work and continue putting in work so I could catch up to them. Some of them I surpassed. Some of them are actually ducking me. But, we're not going to get too much into that. We're going to keep it classy and keep it how it is, and keep working and keep striving. But, yeah, um, I know a lot of people on Team USA, but that ship is kind of sailed now. It's time to go ahead and go pro. It's time.
So, with that being said, those Olympic dreams are kind of put a hold, or
No, they're done.
they're done?
They're done.
Okay.
The Lex Olympics is coming in 2028. I'll be 28 years old. I'm done. Some people, and I'm not, passing judgment to anyone, so please, y'all, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not passing judgment as to anyone who wants to stay on the Olympic team or stay with Team USA until they're 30, 35. Some people have complete just amateur careers, and that's what they enjoy. They like enjoying going on different tournaments. They enjoy going around the world, and that's their thing. What's for them isn't for me, and it's time for me to go pro.
What do you think is missing out of boxing right now on the women's side?
Mm. What is missing in boxing on the women's side is a certain level of unity. I've seen, I'm a, just be honest, a lot of veteran fighters, not veterans as far as Layla Ali, Christy Martin, all the way back. It's certain ones that have been in the sport for a while, and they kind of gatekeep to a certain extent. Sadly, I've been around the sport for a little while now, and I've seen a lot of just, if they feel like, not all of them, but some people, if some people feel like that you will surpass them, or they're not going to get as much shine as with you around them, or they just won't have any unity. They won't even try to help you. And I'm not saying anyone should have throw handouts, because you have to work for everything that you have, just like all of the ladies in women's boxing has. That I'm just saying that it's always women's boxing this, women's boxing that. We have to grow the sport. We have to help out. We have to do this. A lot of them don't do that. They don't.
Do you feel as though the women could uplift each other more by trying to get them added to additional cards, or what are ways you guys can help one another?
Most definitely. They can help on getting people on, young women on additional cards, helping the younger generations, actually helping them, actually giving them certain advice, maybe what to look for. Like I said, it hasn't been all women's fighters, but it's the ones that I've seen. It's been a lot. So possibly getting them in certain positions of, hey, you spar this person or do this, and you might get an opportunity. No promises, but if maybe advise in certain ways. Some people will listen, some people won't.
Do you think more pros need tournaments?
As in the amateurs?
No, like pro tournaments, like real, like kind of like it's like like it's kind of like they've done it before. Like the contender series kind of was like that,
Okay, okay.
where like your pro record is still, what I mean,
Yeah, so
up
like
for grabs some
kind of
type of
like the
way,
Four
but
Kings kind of did type
right.
thing. I think that would be cool. I would like the women to actually, women in boxing in general, I would like that to come back.
But with weight classes,
Well, I can speak for myself, 101 to 108 or 101 to 112. I can speak for myself. We can most definitely do that. That forces everyone to fight each other. It forces everyone to go ahead and see, who's the best, who's really the best. Win, lose, or draw, give out that good entertainment. We're boxers and athletes, but at the end of the day, this is a form of entertainment.
what about boxing resonates with your soul?
I like that question. Um, I've had, rough life. Um, Not all bad, but most definitely a lot of rough patches. So, I believe I said before, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to be Miss Beastie. There's a time to be Groovy Baby. It's a time to just relax and chill. And then there's times where you have to defend yourself. And with me in boxing, that has helped me find that balance. It has helped me, go ahead and go in the ring and do what I like to do best. A lot of women, they don't say it, but we like to fight. That's what we like to do. That's why we're fighters. And it just so happens that we can now make some money off of it. But a lot of women that are boxers and that are fighters, we like the sport. We love the sport. We love what it does for us. Sometimes we had a bad day, and the men too. You have a bad day, you come in and you hit the bag, and all of that bad energy that you just had is just completely gone now. And now I don't have to worry about possibly, going home and going and getting into some trouble just because I'm feeling some type of way. I can unleash Miss Beastie in the ring. And yeah, boxing has literally given me a way out and given me a way to cope with a lot of things from my past.
Do do you feel as though with boxing right now, it's more on a rising point, or it's more on a downslide, like a more on a downhill, like not downhill spiral, but what would you say boxing is at, like the place it's at right now, like
Boxing is doing pretty good. As far as the women, we're going up, and I think that's very obvious. A lot of the women fighters are now having way more opportunities for not only the money but for exposure, more respect in the respected sports that we do, because this is not easy. It's hard. You got to train day in and day out. I know it. I'm a national champion myself that had to work 10 times as hard as other girls who have started at the age of 8 years old. So I had to put in a lot of work just to catch up and surpass some of them. So women's boxing is most definitely going up on the rise.
How'd you feel